And now, here's your host, Alessandra Torresani.
Happy Halloween. If you know me, you know that this is my absolute favorite holiday. I love everything spooky. I love everything cookie. I love all things scary. I get such joy out of scary movies and horror films. I love going to haunted houses and getting the blank scared out of me. And I love now this new version of Halloween that I have with my daughter, where I get to dress her up as the bride of Frankenstein and dress up with her and go trick-or-treating and see the other kids in the neighborhood and see how cute they look. It's really special to me. It's like seeing the world in a whole new light once again, now that I have my lady with me. For those who did not see on my Instagram, I shared a video about intrusive thoughts. I'll do a little recap for you. My delivery of Lady was somewhat traumatic. If you haven't heard my birth story, I recommend you going back and listening because I reference it quite a lot. And it was very traumatic. And I didn't realize how traumatic it was. I didn't realize how intense the 10 days afterwards of me going into the hospital from my postpartum bleeding and continually feeling that anxiety. I had a postpartum anxiety undiagnosed disorder that then became a diagnosed disorder, to also having bipolar 1 disorder, so lots of fun over here, to just having normal anxiety and normal fears of like flying, of, oh my gosh, what if my baby falls down? How scary that's going to be. But things were looking up. And I had just recorded an episode in which I was talking about, not even specifically the intrusive thoughts, but I was talking about how the anxiety of being a mom was finally somewhat seeing the light. I was finally feeling like myself again. Long story short, I was walking in my neighborhood. Car almost hit us. My neighbor saved us. The person who was the driver was very, very, very rude and brushed off the scenario. I come to find out later, after I've gone off on them, that they're going through a lot of things. And I got overwhelmed because I was triggered. And I went exactly back to that darkness as to where I started right after Lady was born. And those intrusive thoughts came back. And the really, really dark ones, the ones that even saying out loud make me sick to my stomach. But then I was told from lots of different people that, you know, the thoughts in our head, they're just thoughts. That's all they are. It's in one ear, it's out the next. It's not real. It's not going to happen. These are just things that get thrown into your brain. It's the trickery of the brain. And I became an emotional basket case. And I wanted to record my thoughts because I was so upset in the backseat of my car 2 days after the incident had happened, eating a bagel in the morning with my baby. I couldn't even breathe. And I needed to hear that I was not alone. And I know I'm not alone. And I'm very blessed to have people in my life to have conversations and this honesty with. And I'm very lucky that I have family and a partner that is open to this conversation. But sometimes you just have to hear that it gets better. You have to hear it from a mom who has been in the same situation that you have. Now, something that I didn't talk about in the video was the outreach that I had and the responses and the direct messages and the emails and the phone calls. I got an email from a neighbor who is so lovely and she's so wonderful. And she wrote me this email immediately after I had talked about the incident. And she was like, it must have been so scary for you to be in a situation where you were out of control. There was a car that was coming towards you, and there was nothing you could do fast enough to get your baby out of the way. I know what that's like. I've been in these situations. That's so scary, and I'm very sorry for you. I had another neighbor that had called me and said, my kids are 20-some years old, and when you shared your video on Instagram, it brought me right back to when they were babies, and I remember having that anxiety and having those fears and not being able to leave the house because I was so fearful. I had someone who wrote me who is currently in the middle of going through becoming a mother. And let's say the, baby is a brewing, right? And she expressed sharing a disorder with me on how scary it is. The unknown, right? And the fear, the what ifs, and reminded me in such a wonderful way that when you also, beyond just the postpartum anxiety, when you live with a mental illness, when you have a disorder such as I do with bipolar disorder, fear can take over. The unknown takes over. The darkness takes over. And sometimes you can't see that light. And it takes other people around you to shine that light and remind you that you will be okay. I had really fun friends that were like writing me and saying, give me their address. I'll let them know. Don't mess with moms. And then I had a really special friend of mine call me, and she's a mom, a working mom, super busy. And she called me and said, I have exactly what you need. And I'm so excited because she introduced me to neurofeedback. And it's something that I've been very interested in trying. I'm a fearful flyer, as I've talked about before. And I also am just fearful in general now that I have my beautiful baby lady. And I'm someone that is very much, what is it? It's you have these obsessive compulsive thoughts, right? I don't have OCD like that, but it's the obsessive thoughts of the darkness, like something bad is going to happen. If I leave the house and if I step on something and something goes wrong, like it's going to be the end of the world for my baby. I don't even want to say things like this, and I think that neurofeedback is something that I'm so excited to be trying because it truly is redirecting the neuro waves in your brain. And I can't wait to learn more about it. So I don't even know. Hi, lady, I'm over here. Hi, lady's taking a nap and she didn't see me. Hi, honey. And I don't know what my results are going to be. I don't know how long it's going to take. What if it's going to not work? I don't know. But it's just something that I'm excited to try. I know that things are also very hard for all of us parents out there that are seeing, the war of, Palestine and Israel and seeing these images. You can't help. I have friends that post really grim images and they're so effective. Like, don't get me wrong. But sometimes when you're already in a very sensitive state of mind and in a sensitive place, to see death, to see blood, to see things like this, it really, it just will take you over the edge. And then this weekend or this week, I'm recording this now on Thursday. So this week we saw that there was the mass shooting, and from what I was told, it was a youth night at a bowling alley. I love to bowl. And I can't imagine. I was watching this mom who was with her daughter, and the daughter was grazed with a bullet. And the little girl's response was something like, why do people feel that they need to do this? And it's like, exactly, like, why? And something like that is so scary and so grim and so devastating and life-changing. And it just is another fear that's added to the plate of us parents, of us not being able to protect our babies. What more can we do? So when you're dealing with everything, right, and you're so sensitive, little things just can trigger. You never know what it's going to be. So I don't want to be a downer on Halloween. I want you all to have a wonderful, happy, happy, happy day. I'm not going to be uploading any interview today because I want it to be short and sweet, and I want all of you to go and enjoy your evening. And I will be back next week with a brand new episode, a really special episode, as I do believe they all are. I hope that you like the new cover art with Lady. It was actually supposed to be a Christmas card, and I saw it, and I thought, you know what? This is truly who I am right now in my life. I am Lady's mom. I'm someone that is looking for the help of other parents and mamas. And I have a new role in my life, and I'm wanting to explore this new role, and I want to explore it with all of you. So if you have any tips, if you have any tricks for intrusive thoughts, intrusive thoughts also can happen and come when you are not just living with postpartum anxiety. You could have PTSD in many other senses. And intrusive thoughts, I think, I don't know, it's inevitable in our life, right? I think it's hormonal. I think it's environmental. I don't know. Once again, I'm not a specialist. I'm not a doctor. I'm not here giving you the factual information. That is why I bring specialists on the show who know the truth and can help me get to that truth. So I love you so much. I'm getting back to Lady. She just woke up from her nap, and the girl is ready to party. So enjoy your Halloween. May it be safe. May it be wonderful. May it be super spooky and fun. I love you, and thank you for being my emotional support.